Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's Saturday morning. We start out the week and we're not finishing out the week. This is almost the beginning of the week for me at least, because tomorrow is game day. Hey, I appreciate everybody for coming. We got a great show for you guys today. Probably have a couple guys that are going to pop on in a little bit. If you didn't notice, we went pretty late last night, had a lot of fun, and it's just one of those days. And if you can hear my voice, I think I'm starting to come down with that nasty flu that everybody's getting right now. So, shout out to everybody in the chat. We have Bebop. Bebop's my buddy. He's a great guy. You guys check out Bebop. He's everywhere. Thank you so much for coming through. And then we have Carcast. Hey, good morning, Carcast. Missed you last night. We did try to send you the link. We'll have to get a little bit better at the communication part. And it was dropped in the chat as well, but we missed you. We got Eric Wallace. Hey, Eric. Good morning, Eric. We got we had him on last night too. We had Okay, so again, you guys remember if there's a power issue, remember I have Ghost, and if you don't through, had a lot of fun last night on the show with you. You brought a lot of energy, a lot of energy. Oh, and that's Melissa. Melissa, thank you so much for coming through. Can you get the link? Yeah, I think you can get the link. Let's give me just a couple minutes, and we're gonna put that in there. We'll talk. So, guys, I thought it was interesting. It's very interesting. When we get closer and closer to this time of the year, they start saying, "Oh, who's going and who's not going," and at this point, let's get into it. So, if the playoffs was to end today in the AFC, the Dolphins are going. The Ravens are going. The Chiefs and the Jaguars. Those are your four. Then the Browns, Colts, and Texans. That's it. That's it. Sorry, playoffs. Okay, on the bubble would be the Steelers and the Broncos and the Bengals and the Bills. It's really sad because some of these teams got really good records, but they're not gonna be able to make it in there. So on the let's see, let's go to the NFC side. All right. So if the playoffs end today for the NFC side, we would have the Eagles, the 49ers, the Lions, and the Falcons. Hey there. The Cowboys, Vikings, and Packers. Hey, check that out. Okay, so on the bubble is the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Buccaneers. Saints. I can't believe they got the Giants on the bubble. The Bears are on the bubble. Commanders. Now these are teams that are like 4-9. There's no way they're gonna make it. The Arizona Cardinals are on the bubble. No. Now the only team that's been eliminated currently right now looks like the Panthers. Let's go back to the AFC side to see if there was any player on that side that was eliminated. Any team. Yep, just the Panthers. The Panthers are the only team eliminated. So that's pretty interesting. It looks like we have a good shot. Real good shot. And if we do make the playoffs, we'd have to worry about potentially the Packers or the Vikings. Looks like the Eagles would have to take on the Cowboys. Potentially, we'd have to take on the Cowboys because I think we would have we'd have to have the team with the higher seeding ranking, unless we get the first seed. If we get the first seed, then we start, we would take on those lower teams, potentially like Atlanta or that. That's still interesting. All right, so guys, appreciate everybody for coming last night. It was a big show. We had everybody popped in. So the Friday night shows are they're a lot of fun. They get off topic, they come back. We try to keep it football, but we try to keep it where it's also fun and entertaining. So shout out to everybody who was on the show last night. And yeah, I mean it's one of those mornings. I am under the weather. I do have a cold coming. I'm sorry, guys. It's just one of those things. But I hope that doesn't affect, like everybody else, and like the rest of everybody playing and just having their thing. So for right now, we are playing the Seahawks tomorrow, and they have to come to our stadium, which is really fun because we've already beat them this year in their stadium. So this is the game that shouldn't be as scary. And I'm looking at it like, hey, there's an opportunity. There is definitely an opportunity for us to sweep the Seahawks. Excuse me for a second. I apologize, folks. I am just waking up where I'm realizing that it's not the best day when you're under the weather. And it's not that I'm super sick or anything like that. It's just I'm starting to get those early symptoms where it's coming. I'm not somebody who likes being sick. Not at all. All right. So let's get into this. We're doing a Seahawk game. And hey Paul, what's going on? So out of the division, I am I don't like the Rams. I don't like the Cardinals, but it's the Seahawks. And the Seahawks have just been that team for at least 20 years. So it's very, very nice and satisfying finally seeing the change in direction where it's not necessarily all Seahawks. It's starting to go Niners, and we have an opportunity to sweep them. I think this would be our sixth time in a row beating the Seahawks, if I'm correct. If anybody in the chat knows that for sure, throw it out there. All right, folks. It's one of those mornings. So I'm gonna put the link in the show, and if you want to come on for a couple minutes, we'll bring you on, and then we'll just keep it moving. So maybe if anybody out there wants to jump in, we'll have you come on in. All right. So thank you again for coming. It's one of those mornings. 49er Coffee Talk. I hope you brought something to drink, something warm. I'm still waiting on my coffee. I'm looking at you, Lily. All right. Link is in the chat. So if anybody wants to come in, we got it right there. So one thing about the Seahawks that I don't like is they got better special teams than us currently. I think they're top 5 in special teams. And you got to be good on all sides of the field. But right now the Seahawks are they're only really good on special teams right now. They're having an issue at quarterback. They don't have really a running back, and their defensive secondary is really good, but they're not firing on all cylinders, if that makes sense. Their kicker is really good. Carcass is right, really good. And then their special teams, like they do things. They block punts, they block field goals. They have big returns. They have they just have this vibe on their special teams. Their punter, I think, threw a fake ran a their punter can fake, their kicker can fake. Everyone is just they are a true football team. They truly are. All right, I'm gonna bring Little Sponge in. Appreciate you, Little Sponge. Good morning, Little Sponge.
We did just get some breaking news.
Okay, let's hear it.
Dom DeSandro has gotten suspended for 1 game.
Yeah, I heard that. He's going to be on the sideline.
He can't be on the sideline, but he can do his other duties. He can go to the game and he can, get everything. Just can't be on the sideline.
Yeah, that's what I read just a minute ago too. Is they banned him from the sideline.
So he just for 1 game. So it's not like that's going to be a game changer. He'll be back against the Seahawks. But I think because of this, I think Greenlaw is going to get suspended for at least 1 game as well. Just because, you suspend the one guy, you might as well suspend the other guy. It's only fair.
Yeah. And your thoughts, Spongy? Did Big Don really have to get involved at all?
Okay, so here's what it was. So Smith was chirping at Grandma. Okay. Because, Smith didn't like the tackle. He you know what I mean. So, and then Don went in there to break up any further.
Yeah, but is it really even his job to break up a fight between players?
Okay, but if the refs aren't there, you really want the coach to get in there, or would you rather have a security guard get in there?
So there you go
Just
again.
saying.
But there you go again. The security guard's supposed to keep the who safe. Who is he supposed to be security? Being there to protect. When the players,
coach?
the coaches aren't supposed to tackle players. The security guards aren't supposed to tackle players. But you got to follow them. You got to follow. Spongy, you have to follow the mentality. It's about not getting involved. And the security guard's not there to break up fights. He's not. He's supposed to make sure people aren't running on the field. He's supposed to make sure that's
not his job. No, that's the other security guard's job.
What I understand was he was head of security, so he was in charge of everything.
He's the head of security for like the coaches, the general managers, and everybody that's on the sideline of the players that's who he is. He's not one of them that prevents people from going onto the field. That's not who he is. That's the guys with the yellow jackets and stuff. That's the actual stadium security job.
I just still don't think that it was his job at all to get involved. He put himself in harm's way. It's kind of like, you see a dog running after a cat, and the cat, you can reach down and try to pick the cat up, or you can get a water hose and do it a different way, right? No, he got involved physically, and to the point where he got the other player ejected. And what was the ramification?
He also got himself ejected. So
let's talk about that, right? You are a security guard. You don't have anything to do with the game. You got a player ejected from the game, a player on the opposing team that did have a deciding factor in the game. He did have he made a difference on the field when he was out there, and by him getting ejected, and we didn't lose a player on the other team. We lost a security guard, not a coach, a security guard. To me, it almost seems like it was planted or fabricated, or somehow they schemed this up in a way, because it's like, really, have you ever heard of this ever happening before?
No, but here's the thing.
Let's bring in David. Good morning, David.
Good morning. I was just private chatting. Put me in, coach, to you. I have some input on this. So number one, what's a security guard that's supposed to be keeping the coach safe from the crowd doing on the white chalk? What's he doing there?
And Spongy, you have to take your feelings away from this situation and not look at it as it's an eagle. You have to look at this as just like I broke it down, a player and a security guard of opposing teams. And what happened? This should have never, ever happened. This has never happened before. If it's happened before, please, somebody in the chat, pull it up and show me. I'll stand corrected. I'll come back on and I'll apologize. I don't mind being wrong. But you're
right, though. He was an employee of the Philadelphia Eagles. He's not a player. He's not a coach. He's not on the sideline crew for the NFL. The guys holding the sticks. He's not on the camera crew. He's not a water boy. He's not a medical assistant. He's not a coach. He's an assistant. He's not There's all kinds of things he's not. So why is he standing there? You know, like your job is to protect the coach, keep people from running up and hurting them. All right. So you got to worry about someone coming off the field and doing that. So it honestly looks like it was something that could possibly have been set up, but I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking the dude was, you know, on the sideline watching the game, and then all of a sudden, you know, Greenlaw did what Greenlaw does, which if Greenlaw just would have hugged him and you know brought him down on top of him and then put him down to the side, all right, you know,
this whole thing wouldn't have happened.
Instead, he suplexed him. But at the same time, that security guard has no business talking to or putting his hands on an NFL player. Your job is to protect the coach. Is that player attacking the coach? No. You see what I'm saying, Spongy? He had no business being where he was, no business getting involved, no business putting his hands on an NFL player.
So
the news is Greenlaw is getting fined for this.
But is he getting suspended?
What?
Is he getting suspended?
No, he shouldn't be. Why should he be suspended for someone that shouldn't be there pushing him?
Okay, but
hey, just take the Eagles out of the situation, Spongy. This guy's been in the NFL for 25 years. 25 years.
I didn't know that.
He came to the Eagles in 1999. You cannot tell me that he did not know what he can and cannot do on the sidelines.
So, and I gotta say, so yes, he probably knew he shouldn't have done that. Okay, that's the thing. But from what it seems like, the NFL doesn't really send that rule out that much because they don't expect anything to happen with the. You understand what I mean?
Event staff. That's what he is. Event staff.
Yeah. So they probably didn't, you know. But you also got to say this: if this is any game, like if this is Eagles Cowboys, Eagles Niners, like rivalry games, heated games before, and you know, it's heated, you know. So I've seen DeSandro where he is every single game. I've seen him like in that like a little bit behind where he was. But
okay, real quick. He has other responsibilities. Team dysfunction, handling off the field issues that occur with his players. He also handles some team morale acts, you know, so he's the morale of the team, right? He's also a psychologist for some players. So you're supposed to be right state of mind up here, and you let your emotions get a hold of you where you didn't think anymore. You became an animal and you physically attacked somebody. Because somebody got tossed on the field, on the sidelines, and it's happened how many other games in the history of the football? I mean, this happens almost every game. Somebody gets thrown on the ground accidentally or after the play call.
That wasn't accidentally, though. You could tell there was intent.
Pretty close to the end of the play, and you can tell that he threw the guy on the ground, but he didn't use all of his force. He didn't try to hurt the guy. It was just kind of at the end of the final, you know, like tying your shoes. He crossed his bow and went to end. If you read the article, it doesn't say he suplexed the guy. It said he threw the guy on the ground. It is what it is. Let me bring in John Jay for a bit. John Jay, good morning.
I have one thing to say after that. I have one thing to say.
Good morning, John Jay. Thanks for coming.
Morning, everybody.
So this is my last thing. You brought up this.
So what's your insight on this a little bit? Sponge, you cannot continue to talk when I'm talking. It's one of those things. We have to have, you know, etiquette and be polite. Thank you, sir. John, what's your thoughts on this situation with the security guard? Should he have gotten involved? He had 25 years in this league to make this decision. He's a psychologist, so obviously he knows how to deal with people's behavior. And it seems like he let his behavior get out of hand. Your thoughts?
Well, like for me, I look at it like this. There's always been, tackles that have been flagged, where a player tackles a player when they go out of bounds. It happens almost every game, every Sunday. It happens all the time. They get flagged. Coaches, other players, instigate that happens as well. So, but a security guard, and again, I don't know about the 49ers. If they probably do have security guards, but they're probably like at the back, making sure the team's okay. But a security guard was technically not where he's supposed to be. There's a yellow line that no NFL team follows, where everyone needs to be behind that. That guy was in the field of play. That out of bounds line is field of play, even though it's out of bounds. And Greenlaw tackled Devontae Smith. I've seen Greenlaw, make tackles like that. Never got flagged doing tackles like that. You can argue like he was right at the sideline. You could throw the flag out there. And I want to point out, and I told Spongy this a few days ago, a USA writer, the article said Greenlaw was not going to get flagged for the tackle, but he got flagged for putting his hands on another person. So it's so hilarious that they were not going to flag him, and then that situation happened. At the end of the day, if you're a security guard, you need to ask yourself these three questions. Are you supposed to be on the field of play? Are you supposed to be on the sideline? And where are you supposed to be? And I'm glad the league has fined him or whatever they did, because you need to understand, if you're a security guard, you're not a player, you're not a coach. And again, are you supposed to be there? You got to answer those three questions. You can go with semantics. You can go with opinions. At the end of the day, can a fan be on the sideline and touch a player? No, you get thrown out. You're a security guard. Just because you have a badge and the team hired you, you don't have the privilege to do that, period. You can disagree with me, little Spongy, all day you want. I respect everything you say. At the end of the day, three questions have to be asked. Was he supposed to be there? Was he supposed to be in the field of play? And what was he supposed to do? That's how I see it.
So,
all right, go for it. I know you've been biting at the chip, and I appreciate you taking time to give everybody their moment. Let's hear your thoughts once again. Please take the ego out of the situation.
I'm not going to disagree with you, John, because I understand that. But here's one thing you got to think about. Last year, when Purdy got hurt, okay, you guys weren't very happy with that. Okay, that's fair. That's okay. So you got to think of the rivalry too. If somebody, and you can say we tried to hurt Purdy last year, doesn't it seem when somebody tackles somebody, I mean, like that, you can say, don't you think there might be some intent there to try and injure the player, especially because he's a star player of the team? And, your quarterback got hurt last year off of a sack. You can say that. You know what I mean? So you can think there's a little bit of intent to it. And the security guards before the game, they were probably thinking, if something happens, like at least near the sideline, if somebody tries to injure somebody, either team, try to prevent it from happening. And that's probably what every single coach heard too. Because you don't want one of your star players to get hurt. Neither team does. But here's the other thing, and somebody said it in the comments. Why wasn't he there when Trent Williams threw somebody on the ground? Because that was in the beginning. Because that was in the middle of the field. Do you want the security guard to run out to the middle of the field? No. But that was right next to the sideline, too. That's the other thing. And Sirianni is right there. Sirianni is right there. You could see Greenlaw going up to Sirianni and doing something. With the temper he has. You know what I mean?
Doing something?
No, like.
Yeah, now you're speculating because what you're doing
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. I watched the play 10 times. Greenlaw and Sirianni might have exchanged words, but Greenlaw's not doing something.
No,
Sirianni was speaking first. So,
Yep. And what you're doing is, again, you're going back to the emotions of what happened last year, and you're putting the Eagles involved with this game. It's not necessarily the Eagles and the Niners. It's the situation that just happened. The people get tackled on the sidelines all the time. Coaches do mouth off to players and like, hey, knock it off. And they're like, I didn't do anything, coach. You just mind your business. They mouth off all the time. Security guards aren't supposed to go and defend, like that's my best friend. You can't talk to him that way. Like, what's going on? Yeah, BFF forever. You can't. And if you're afraid that your player's going to get hurt, then what happens? Then he shouldn't play the game, right? Because he's afraid to get hurt. The players get tackled on the field, same way they got tackled off the field. And again, you can see the player Greenlaw let up. He didn't try to he did tackle him, but he didn't intentionally hurt him. There wasn't that. It was like it's not that. So let's go ahead and shift gears. Let's move on to our next opponents. Let's talk about the Niners playing the Seahawks, and let's talk about the Eagles playing the Cowboys. I noticed you got your avatar was changed, and that's pretty awesome. And we're looking forward to this weekend. Tomorrow we're going to be waking up, and hopefully you can right the ship and get past the Niners. It seems like a lot of teams that play the Niners the following week are a little bit banged up, and you guys won't have Big Don on the field, so that's interesting too.
But he'll be there. He'll be there in the beginning to talk to the players and all that. So I think that's a bonus.
In spirit, he'll be there with the team. BFF.
I think he'll be in the crowd.
Last game you guys played against the Cowboys, it was what, 24-28, somewhere around there?
It was close. I think it was, I don't know if it was 28-24. It might have been 30. I'm drawing a blank.
But I'm not positive either. But it was a close game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really close. And I'm not trying to put your team down here, but there's times where teams play and then the team after that, they find a weakness, right? And I kind of feel like the Niners exposed you guys a little bit. I really do. The Niners were able to, get plays in the secondary behind the linebackers. And after that, you guys don't have players that want to tackle. So if the Cowboys can come in and be that, they're not really a physical team, but they are a finesse team and they are fast. And if they can get behind your guys' secondary, this could be a very, very long game for you. What's your thoughts, Spongy?
So definitely, and last game we were without our tight end for a lot of the game. So hopefully, because he got hurt on one of the tackles on the sideline, which that was a dirty tackle. Greenlaw's wasn't, but whatever. If you insert our tight end this game, and plus we're at Jerry's World, which is gonna be a hoot.
Yep.
I think they have the advantage, but hopefully we're gonna play for Dom. But
oh, listen to you. He is your guys' bestie. He's like you guys' little cheerleader on the sidelines.
Well, no,
he's like a mascot, huh?
A mascot.
He's been with these guys a long. You got to think about it. He's been with a lot of these players a long time, especially
25 years. 25 years.
He could be the head cheerleader.
Oh wow!
But I just want to say one thing, and it was in the chat. Steve-O said something. Dom and Greenlaw had words pregame. So I don't know if that's true, but if that is true, you can see why it happened in mid-game. you can think about why it happened.
Why is he talking to the other team? Like you're supposed to be security guard, right? You're supposed to take care of your team. Why are you tripping with the other team?
You're saying it was Dom who started that conversation. It might have been Greenlaw for all you know.
But it doesn't matter. You're a psychologist, right? You're a security guard. You should be able to take people saying things to you and be able to continue on. You shouldn't continue, like when someone says a bad word to you, you don't follow up and say another bad word to them because then they just want to argue, right? Then you said a bad name to me, I'm going to call you a bad name, right? You continue to take the high road, right? This is now 2 times you're telling me in this game, this guy, Mr. Don, did not take the high road. He allowed children acts to come out. And if your mental behavior, psychiatry, you're supposed to be helping these players perform and be better than, he's supposed to keep them from having these kind of penalties. So this ain't looking good for him. Go ahead, Sponge.
Right. Think about this. What if, a big guy like Greenlaw like that? I mean, I get Dom's a little bigger than him, but if Greenlaw says something about, what if he said something about family? It's just one thing you don't know.
Wait. So now Don and Greenlaw got into an argument about family? Why would anybody on the football field, professional football players, go and say something about someone else's mama? Why would you do that? I don't know.
Between rival teams, you don't know what was said on field, so that's why we cannot speculate, and I can't either. But we're
speculating right now. We're speculating right now.
And I said I cannot either, so I pointed out that I'm speculating.
So, one thing that's not speculation is Greenlaw is an NFL player. He's in fantastic shape. Yep. Dom is the couch pizza and beer mafia and not in good shape. I would put my money on Greenlaw.
Wow.
I would too. Trust me.
No offense, Dom. Buddy, no offense. We make our life choices,
You never know how much of that is body fat or muscle. You never know.
You're funny.
But I definitely do think, I don't know if it was said pregame, but if that did happen, there's definitely a reason. Hey, I will say this.
To me, go ahead.
Hey, over under 1 Duran Bland interception this game.
Under.
Who's throwing an interception?
Jalen Hurts, whatever.
I'm thinking he might throw one against this team. It's not necessarily how good the Cowboys' defensive backs are, but they're good at getting turnovers, but they're not necessarily the best at actual coverage.
Yeah. Oh, Carcass is here.
Carcass.
It's gonna get bad now.
Oh. We got Aaron in the chat. What's up, buddy? How's it going?
What's up, Carcass?
What's up, John? What's up, Brian? What's up, McNiner? How's it going, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Carcass, welcome to the stage. We got to get your thoughts. Was Big Dom? Was he provoked? Did he provoke? Did he allow his actions, his feelings to jeopardize his career? Should his career be in jeopardy? This is we talked a little bit about this the other night about the photographer and how Tyreek Hill did a backflip or some sort of flip with his cell phone, and now the photographer lost his job. Tyreek is stand up and paying for the man's salary for the rest of the year. But there was no hand in hand. There was no conspiracy about going and doing this. But now we are reading that there's, and you're stating it as well, Spongy, that Big Dom had words. We just broke it down. He's been on the team for 25 years. He should know how to speak to players, and he should know if he is speaking that he needs to continue to keep his emotions in check. Where this the alleged conversation now had become physical because, again, his emotions were high and he thought, oh, I'm going to take my opportunity and get back at this guy because he said something in the beginning of the game. It could have been about his mom. We don't know, CarCast. What is your thoughts? If a professional football player says something to a professional security guard who is a professional for a sports team, should the sports team professional security guard kind of know how? You're a psychiatrist, you're a psychologist. You should know that. That's just my thoughts. I would think you should know how to turn your shoulder and continue to walk to your spot, your post on the sidelines. You shouldn't be chirping with the players. What's your thoughts, CarCast?
Yeah, so I watched that situation happen. I watched the video on the replay. First and foremost, that was a clean tackle by Greenlaw. When I get started off with that, that was a clean tackle by Greenlaw. It was inbounds. It was on the hashes. So I saw Big Dom. He initiated contact on Greenlaw first. From what I saw, he started touching Greenlaw. Greenlaw got triggered. He got pissed. So it's kind of payback. He did it back. He threw a finger at him or whatever he did. But Big Dom, you brought it up. He's been in the league for 25 years now. And what is he doing there? Like, what is he doing on the sideline? He has no reason to be there. I don't know. I saw Greenlaw, he was going back and forth with Big Dom, and then Sirianni was also in the mix. So, yeah, words could have been exchanged, but I don't think it was anything like family-related stuff, because if it was just like back and forth talking, smack talking, it's football. It's going to happen. Greenlaw's been in these situations before. Greenlaw is not a dirty player. He makes these kind of tackles. He makes these kind of hits that make you go like, whoa, like something should happen. But it was a clean tackle, and Big Dom initiated the contact. So, he suspended one game. That's on him. He started it. So, and then Greenlaw got fined. But, dude, you should know better. Come on, Big Dom. Like, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. But, I don't know. What is he doing there? He's not a medical assistant. He's not a cameraman. He's not one of those. He's not the water boy, So he's just there in the scuffle of it all, And I get it. It's in the heat of the moment. Lil Spongy brought it up before, There are going to be sparks. There are going to be flares, but you need to know better than that. Why are you putting hands on Greenlaw?
Mm-hmm.
Probably just talking something to you. He didn't even touch you. Like, I don't know.
I can tell you why he's there. He's there to protect Sirianni and the other coaches from
Greenlaw didn't even do anything to Sirianni.
But do you see why Dom is there in the moment next to Sirianni when a play's happening on the sideline? Because you never know. Maybe somebody.
Okay, but why did he even put hands on Greenlaw in the first place? What triggered him to do that? Greenlaw didn't even touch him.
If what Steve-O said was true, maybe that's another reason why. We just got it. We can't speculate. We don't know.
So Sponge, I want to take your argument and flip it back to you. Hypothetically, if Greenlaw before the game said something to Dom, again, I'm just taking what you said.
Mm-hmm.
A grown man, excuse my language, CarCast and Sponge,
yep.
A grown ass man should not take anything too personal unless they cross the line. Like there's certain things you don't tell a grown man that is disrespectful cross the line. Okay. Yep. But if they say, hey, yo, Dom, you're washed, you're horrible, like little banter words, and I don't know if this is, correct to say, but you got to walk away. Just walk away. Mm-hmm. It's better to walk away and let people just, say their bit, and again, I don't want to be too disrespectful, and I'm going to try to be kind, but this is one thing I don't like. Some men take things way too personal, and I could attest to myself. I used to take a lot of things way too personal, but that's the reason why I don't think that what you're saying is true. Because if like there's certain things like players say back and forth, they go on Twitter, like they badmouth, but you never see hands be punched. Like football's not boxing, football's not MMA. words are going to be exchanged. Of course, there'll be a little bit pushing and shoving, but at the same time, no one, and I mean no one, should ever clench their fist. And I know this did not happen, and just go at it and see what happens, because that's not what you want to do. So Dom should have, what he should have done was basically push the coach back, push the players back, let Devontae and Greenlaw and the referee scuffle. That's what he should have done if he was there to protect the coach, because that's what you're saying. Yeah.
And the player, he's there to protect.
I want to say something. Why would a guy who's been in the league for 25 years and Devontae Smith didn't even touch? He went back and forth with Greenlaw. And Devontae Smith knew what to do, and this guy didn't know what to do, and he decided to put hands on Greenlaw. Devontae Smith just talked his stuff and went out of there. But this dude who's had experience, who's been in the NFL, who's been in the league, puts hands on him. Like even a player like Devontae Smith is more mature. Like, that just shows you, And I'm not a fan of the Eagles. I'm just saying.
No, because you have
football.
It's
football. Words are going to be exchanged. It's football, and if he can't take it, and he's going to take things personal. That's on him. So.
Yeah. So this is also something maybe, and I'm not trying to speculate. Like I said, the worst thing to do right now is to speculate. But you got to think about, what if Dom's walking away from Greenlaw in the beginning of the game. He's walking away from each other. Dom's walking away from Greenlaw or whatever, if they were even near each other when words were said. And Greenlaw's still chirping, and then he says something about either his, you can say weight or about his family. You can take that stuff personally. You know what I mean? Especially as
Dom could have said
man.
something about Greenlaw being a dirty player. It's same thing.
But as a coach,
which he's not. I just want to say that.
Or as a security guard, do you really want to say something back to a player that puts you in even more jeopardy?
That's the whole thing. This guy's head of security. He thinks he's untouchable. He can do what he wants. He's been there for 25 years. He knows what he can say, what he can get away with, and what he can't. And he pushed this to the ultimate level. He by all means needs to lose his job and be sidelined forever. Like, this is, do you know how many people would give up like their left hand to be in the position that he was in? For the ability to work for the NFL. And there's certain jobs like police officers, security guards, right? You expect them to hold themselves to a certain like dignity, right? Ethics, right? Firefighter, right? You don't imagine a firefighter running around and starting fires. Ambulance drivers don't go and start car accidents. So security guards are supposed to stop fights and prevent them, but this one was chirping before the game, and then he got involved physically. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? What you did was you took one for the team, and you decided to take out one of the players by causing a commotion, and you knew that they weren't going to let you go, and nothing's going to happen to you, and they're not going to fine you because you don't make as much as the player. And then
that's the thing. He got fined.
You know the player isn't going to get it's suspended because the game and the hit wasn't that vagrant or it wasn't that crazy where they're like, oh my God, it's going to get ejected because of the hit. Carcast said it. David said it. It was a hit. It was a clean hit. But because he was too close to the sidelines and this guy took his opportunity, you are a psychologist. I can't say that word today. It's almost like going to school and, we have a substitute teacher. Well, the substitute teacher still has to take roles, still has to do the normal things that the teacher does. From there, whatever they choose to let you do in that class, if you don't want to pay attention that day, what's substitute going to do? They can't do too much except send you to the principal's office, right? It's the same concept. You still have to show that substitute respect, or you're going to get sent out the door that day, right? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. If you're a security guard, you have a job to do. And this guy chose not to do his job. And for him to have all these other, titles and him to allow his emotions to take over, that's your job, is to be Mr. Emotion.
Yeah. And he's acting like he's inferior. He's untouchable. No, you're not, bro. What are you doing there?
No.
But
Stop acting like that.
Oh, come on. The biggest story is Dom was banned from the sidelines. Come on.
For one game.
For one game. For
Mm.
one game.
That's stupid.
Yep.
That's stupid.
But you gotta. Here's the other thing. And I understand this really shouldn't be said, but this Niners Eagles game is a rivalry game. You expect something not of this nature, but something to happen where maybe one person gets suspended. And I'm not saying a security guard is going to get suspended.
Why?
You know,
Why? There's other rivalries that don't have suspensions. There might be chippy plays, and the guys might want to hit each other a little bit extra. But if the refs keep everything in check and the security guards hold themselves to their job and the dignity that they're supposed to have, the coaches aren't chirping with the players, then there shouldn't be any, extra, curricular stuff that's happening. This shouldn't be. We shouldn't ever go into a football game being like, oh, someone's going to get ejected.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
this is just, or you expect like an injury or something just because
You don't want it to come down to that.
you don't want it to come down to that, but it's a physical game. You got to think about that too. It's a physical game, and you and the reason I think maybe this was blown out of proportion. That this just in the first place why Dom was maybe, but you see on the sideline and you see somebody kind of suplex slam a guy.
It was a clean tackle.
And I know it's a legal tackle, but if you also think about last year when Brock got hurt, nobody was happy about that, obviously, because we were getting called a dirty team, okay? But then you see Greenlaw suplex slam a guy, which could lead to an injury. You of course you can get mad, especially because Smith is this skinny and Greenlaw is much, much bigger. You could see something.
So
happen.
that doesn't make any sense. So that's like now you're saying that the players are bigger, so because they're bigger, they could hurt the other one, and we got to watch out for that. It's like wait, what? No,
I'm not talking about size. I'm not talking about size and weight here. It's just you.
No, but that's what Sponge is saying. Spongy, I don't think we're gonna win. I don't think this is a favorable conversation to continue on. It's just one of the things we can keep going, but I don't think you're getting it. You're siding with the Eagles because this was.
I agree.
Yeah, guys, how do you feel about the Seahawks? Let's go ahead and start with Mr. McNiner over here on the side. We got Spongy's thoughts on his game with the Cowboys. Let's start with David. We'll go to John and Carcast. We'll go from there.
Well, I have to answer a question in the chat. There is no info on Greenlaw's fine. It just says he's expected to be. We'll see if he ends up getting fined or not. But the Niners versus Seahawks. It's another one of those pesky divisional matchups. We beat the brakes off of them in Seattle. Let's be honest here. And, it's a home game for us. It always seems like I've been saying, it seems like Pete Carroll has something for us. This is the game I'm going to see if he has something for us. I'm starting to think it was Russell Wilson. But we have to win out. Literally, every game is a must win. And we need the Philadelphia Eagles to lose one game to gain home field advantage. That's just a fact. Have to win this game.
Right on.
Well said. Okay, let's go to John Jay. John Jay, your thoughts. Anything you would like to highlight about the Seahawks or this upcoming game? It's your moment.
Yeah, when it comes to the Seahawks, on paper, we're supposed to destroy them. They are not a good team, but they're the Seahawks, and they've had our number. Now the rivalry has become again one-sided again. It's now moved to the direction of the Niners' favor. But I do want to remind fans in the 2021 season, Both the games we lost by 1 possession, and most of that was because of turnovers and bad and basically what the Seahawks did to us, very smart, trick plays. So we do have to always worry about them. Just because what the Niners did on Thanksgiving was great. We beat them on the road, hostile environment. And now we're coming home. Everything is good for us. We got the crowd. We're at home. The Seahawks are not that good. These are the most scariest games when you overlook an opponent. But I do think the Niners are going to come out strong, and it's going to be a fun game. I do think that the Seahawks will be more competitive in this game. Will we win? Again, it's the NFL. Any given Sunday, matches matter. So this is going to be a fun game to watch, and I do think the Seahawks are going to give it everything they got. I know their quarterback will probably miss the game. He's questionable, and their starting and backup running back will be out for the game. That does not look good for the Seahawks. So everything is saying the Niners should win this game.
Carcass, what do you think about the game? Are you excited? You nervous? It is the Seahawks.
Yeah, I got to give it to the Seahawks. They do play us tough, but last time we played them in Seattle, we had 6 or 7 sacks on them. Our defensive line went off. Mooney wore lockdown, Metcalf, so, Seattle has some good players. Pete Carroll, he's a really good head coach. I think he's going to game plan for us. They're coming off that Thursday night loss, so they do have they had a lot of time to prepare for this game, so we'll see. I think if they sell out to stop McCaffrey, I think we got to hit them with a little jet motion end arounds to keep their defense on their heels. So we've got other options to get the ball to if it's not McCaffrey, but I think they're definitely going to key in on McCaffrey in this game. But I think it's going to be a really good game. I think the Niners are going to come out with the win, but yeah, John Jay brought it up. Their injuries, it's not a good look for them. Geno Smith is questionable. If their 2 starting running backs are out, then I don't know what they're going to do. If they can't get the run game going, their team's going to become one-dimensional. Gene's going to have to throw the ball, and then when it comes to drop-back situations, I think our defensive line is going to get after them. So it's going to be tough, with all these injuries. Hey, Drew Lock, if Drew Lock starts, we haven't seen him much this year. I know we saw him a little bit in the preseason, but, it's preseason. But him against our defensive line, man, good luck with that. So that's just my thoughts. So everything right now is favoring the Niners from what I see.
I agree, and that's what I'm not going to be nervous about, but I don't want to get too I don't want to get too excited about it. It's the Seahawks. The Seahawks are don't underrate them. Do not underrate them or underestimate them. But if you're looking at the banner down below, it's going to scroll through. We went over at the beginning of the show who's predicted who right now, if the season ended, this is your playoffs. Dolphins, Ravens, Chiefs, Jaguars, Browns, Colts, Texans. Now that's the AFC side. Now let's look at the NFC side. We have the Eagles, who could lose the first seed if it's all possible. But if it ends right now, they're number 1. Niners, Lions, Falcons, Cowboys, Vikings, Packers. Did anybody hear me say Seahawks?
No.
So the Seahawks aren't in the playoffs right now. So they have to win. They have to win. If they don't win, they're not in. They need to win, and they need a lot more help right now. They need us to lose the rest of our season for them to even have a chance, I think. And they need the Rams to lose. They need the Cardinals to lose, and it's not going to happen because there's too many teams that we still have to play the Cardinals. We still have to play the Rams. So, guys, I'm looking at this as this could be a potential trap game if we don't keep our heads in the right direction. If we go in there and we try to look at the Super Bowl, it could go in there. I don't want another 3-game losing streak. And I think this team is mature enough not to do that again. And hopefully, if it was just the injuries, hopefully we can stay healthy. Oh boy, David, what do you think, buddy? Seahawks, they have a good special teams. I'm not liking how our coverage has been. They've been allowing big returns. Odom's out, and I'm not liking it. I think Seahawks have the number 5 ranked special teams. So if anything's going to go their way, it's going to go by the special teams. What do you think?
The special teams is, it is important, and our coverage unit needs to get things together. It seems like the previous seasons that, later in the season, they have gotten their stuff together. But at this point, we are missing Odom. And, we got the foul hunt going on. We're back to waterfowl at this point, and the advantage we have is a sea chicken can't fly.
If they keep playing the way they're playing, they're going to turn into a sea turtle or something like that. I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Dodos are extinct, but
Have you guys ever seen the unicorn of the sea? Are you familiar with the narwhal?
Oh, I've heard that.
Yep,
I've heard about
fish.
that.
It's got a little hole. Yep, and they're called the unicorns of the sea. If they keep on playing, we might just have to give a little bit of a nickname to their team, because I'm telling you, I don't see the Seahawks playing like Hawks out there right now, and I don't want to see that change either. I don't want them to run us over tomorrow, but we got to just go in there and take care of business again. This team, if they play one game at a time, I think we can go undefeated. I think we can go all the way. All right. So, Spongy, you said you had something to say about this game. What's your thoughts on the Niners' upcoming match against the Seahawks?
So, I feel like this is a must-win for you guys, because first off, you guys can't lose to Drew Lock. I mean, my team already lost to Zach Wilson, and we got it bad. If you guys lose to Drew Lock, you guys are going to get it worse. But you guys want the 1 seed. So, and the Seahawks want to make the playoffs. So, it's a must-win for both teams, but I think at this point it goes to the better team at this time. Yeah, maybe if Geno was playing, it's a different story. But no, he's not.
Oh,
and
that's
both running backs are
right.
out.
That's right.
And
Drew Lock is in the game.
Yeah. And both running backs are out, I believe. Or possibly out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a catch.
So the Seahawks definitely have to win out to make it. And that's not going to be easy. They have to play us. I think they have to play you guys after that, the Eagles, and that's not going to be easy for them either. They played well against the Cowboys, but they didn't play. There's some calls that were Joe's not happy with that game, and I don't blame him. The Seahawks aren't getting those calls, or the bounce. The ball is not going their way. Like it has in the past. Maybe that Russell Wilson magic is escaping them. I used to call him a green leprechaun up there in Seattle, and now he became a Bronco. I think of him as like an orange Oompa Loompa, but he's over there and he's cooking. So the Broncos are in good shape right now. They're not making the playoffs just yet, but they keep playing. They can get a spot. I think it was because they lost against the Texans last week. That's the reason they're not making it right now, because they were on a 5-game winning streak, and that's something that something right now that we got to keep going is our winning streak. I think Bebop said in the chat we went on a 10-game winning streak last year, so we know how to win. We know how to keep it going. We just got to again, one game at a time. All right, guys, it's been about an hour, and I need to get going. I'm gonna go do some work at the job site, go paint something, make the world a little bit prettier of a place. So I want everybody's final score prediction for the game tomorrow, the Niners, and then I want you to tell me a upcoming game, and we'll do that separately. So we'll go through real quick. David, your score prediction for tomorrow, Seahawks, Niners.
I don't like to do score predictions, but I'm going to predict 31-12.
31-12.
I think
Okay.
they
John,
get lucky and get some field goals on us, you know.
Yeah, that's all they could score because they didn't have an offensive touchdown last time. John, your prediction, you got a score prediction for the game. If you don't, that's okay.
I think the score prediction is going to be not much closer, but I do think the Niners will score their 30 points. They've been doing that all season, and I think the Seahawks, I'll give up 17 points, so I think it's be 30-17.
Carcast, what do you think? I like it, John. What's your score, Carcast?
I think it's going to be 34-21 Niners.
Sponge, do you have a score prediction for your game? And do you have a score prediction for the Niner game?
So, for us, I have 31-24 because
31-24.
you know the field goal magic. But we definitely, this is a game that's a must win for us. So, you know, because we want that 1 seed, and we're at the 1 seed, and we just don't want you guys to win. So, yeah.
All right, I can respect it. So, okay. My score prediction for the game, I like fun scores, and I'm gonna do a fun score. Let's go. I like what Bebop said, 42-19. Let's go 42. Let's go 42-12. That's my score prediction, 42-12. All right, and real quick, guys, upcoming game tomorrow. All right, buddy. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming.
All right, Sponge.
Yep.
All right, so it's almost that time to start singing the song MICKEY, but we won't sing it just yet. A game tomorrow that you are looking forward to watching that's not a Niner game. I don't really want to watch the Cowboy game. I'm not really excited to watch a Cowboy game or get into that one. And let's see. I guess the next game that I would want to pay attention to. Okay, let's go ahead. Go ahead, Gorkas. What's the game that you want to watch tomorrow or Monday night?
If it wasn't the Eagles or the Cowboys, I'd probably go the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, good one. Really good one. John, you got a game that you're looking forward to tomorrow? That's not the Niner game.
Let's see. I'm always intrigued of the Bears, so the Lions and the Bears, but a game that I'm very intrigued. I want to see. I'm kind of interested of the Rams and Baltimore. And the Rams they got a winning record, and Baltimore is a really good team, and that should be fun to watch. You know, that's an early game, so I'm interested in that game.
There's a couple.
Yeah, that looks like it. Yeah. David, you got a game that you're interested in?
Well, I really want to see the Rams get beat by the Ravens, you know, but that's another story. At this point, I want to watch our two former defensive coordinators go at it. Texans at the Jets.
Texans at the Jets. Oh, wow, that would be an interesting game.
I know it's kind of weird, folks, but I just want to see our two former DCs go at it.
I think Aaron Rodgers might play that game. I'm not for sure, but I think that might be the game he's coming back. Bebop's down with it too. Wow. That would be a really good game. So the game I want to see Jaguars, Jacksonville, CJ Beathard. I want to see my guy play against the Cleveland Browns. They're going to go up to Cleveland, and hopefully, you know what they say, hopefully they can flush it down, and they don't have to let it mellow, and leave embarrassed, right? We'll keep it clean like that. But yeah, the Jaguars and Cleveland should have Joe Flacco, I believe, as their quarterback. So that could be a little bit of a good push for the Browns. But right now, Jaguars have a playoff spot, and the Browns are too. The Browns have a spot too, so both teams can't really afford to lose this game. Jaguars lose too many games, the Texans can take the division. So you got to keep playing. And this game, I said it. It doesn't seem like Trevor Lawrence is going to be playing. I think they're going to be playing C.J. Beathard, as far as I understand. So Jaguars can still win. It's just it's going to be hard going up there to that dog pound. Even though it's a Jaguar, I don't want my dog having to take. You guys see my dog? My dog get eaten by a Jaguar. Bruce is not going to be able to do nothing for a Jaguar. Bruce, oh boy, I got a bulldog, and he is not he's a scaredy cat. Let's just say it like that. So, folks, really appreciate everybody for coming. And yes, King Mufasa Beathard is a good guy. He is a good guy. Guys, thanks for coming. Please like and subscribe. Please, tune in tomorrow. We're going to be having a lot of fun. I'm not sure if I'm sure that someone will be streaming. It might be No Borders. Definitely check out if you are going to be out and about and you don't have a place you can watch the game and you want to tune in and listen. That's always fun. We'll be going live tomorrow morning. The Niners, 49ers Coffee Talk. Probably me and David will be suited up. Let's see. Tony's going to go live later tonight with the Ladies of the Empire, or the Ladies, the Niners, the Niners. Oh my gosh, she changes the name.
Ladies of the Niners.
Ladies of the Niners. Yep. And it's gonna be a great day. So that's what I got going on. David, what's going on with your channel? And everybody, please make sure you like and subscribe. And there's going to be a description in a little while of everybody here. So tune in and make sure you're following everybody here. David, what do you got going on? We missed you last night.
Yeah, I was really drunk, and at the first show I was going to hop on for a little bit, but then things kind of got heavy, and I was like, I'm not I wasn't in good shape to come on.
Yeah, no worries. You're there with us.
I might now, if things go well today and I'm not incredibly busy, which right now I am, if I'm able to plow through everything that I need to do, then tonight I might go live and discuss the upcoming games, just general NFL discussion tonight after the ladies the ladies of the Niners. I'm not gonna I will never stream while they're streaming, folks, because I'm watching that. And then I'll be on with you tomorrow. And Monday we got the Coast to Coast. Whose channel is that? That's on Aaron's this time, right?
I think it's on Aaron's. Yeah, I think it's on Aaron's.
So 49ers First Takes podcast, folks. That's where we'll be Monday evening. And then Tuesday, hopefully, I got the Damian Lee show coming up, and I'll have to talk with him and make sure his schedule is open for it. But we'll see.
Yeah. All right. That's going to be and then Wednesday you'll be doing the pick'ems, right?
That's correct. Corey Davis NFL Pick Show. That's right.
So make sure if you guys are wanting to do the pick'ems with everybody here, you get a hold of David. I'm sure you can get a hold of John Jay. You can get a hold of me. Get your pick'ems in before Thursday night. We like to have them on Wednesdays. So if you can do them Tuesdays and send them out, that'd be great. Then we got time to put them in the show, and we can talk about them and get all that good stuff going on. John, what's going on in your channel? And then we'll go to CarCast, and we're going to get out of here.
First, for anyone who has not seen the Corey Davis tribute video, please check it out. It's my way to show how much I cared about that man, because he did a lot for all of us. So check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. It's almost at 300 views. So wow, thank you very much for all the love and support for Corey. But tomorrow, just like every week during the game, and then Monday, of course, the post game after the game, and then just daily shows during the week on my channel. That's what I do. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. CarCast, I've seen you going on with other people, and I know your channel's, what's going on. You've been blowing up. You're like at 400 subscribers, I think. I did see you yesterday with John LaJoy and Spongy. It was very entertaining to hear you guys. And yeah, dude, what's going on with your channel?
Yeah, first and foremost, Brian, I appreciate you for having me on. I'll be going live with Joe Stevens from Seahawks Talk today, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. where he's at, and everywhere in between. So we'll be talking Seahawks Niners Week 14 preview. So that's gonna be fun. So tune into that. Tomorrow I'll be popping into, whoever does the game. I don't think I'll maybe be doing a pregame show. I'm not sure as of yet. But yeah, after today, I'll see, what I'm going to post on my channel. But today I will have a show with Joe Stevens. And yeah, I'll post on my community tab to keep everyone up to date. But yeah, that's about it on my end. So thanks, Brian.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Also, appreciate you for coming through. Big shout out to my big uncle here. He's a great guy. Big Packer fan. And as I used to say, and sometimes I got Corey to giggle, it's the season of love. And the Packers aren't too bad right now. And if they can keep it up, then yeah, that'd be great. Guys, Corey Davis is always here. He'll always be around. Everybody, I'm going to put in the descriptions in the video as well for his funeral services. And, it's if you can make it, that's great. If you can't, then, just remember Corey. If you ever met Corey, you got a friend, and that don't ever end. Corey's your friend. He didn't give up friends. Corey he collected friends, and John's video is really nice. Please go check that out, guys, and be tuning in. There's a lot of other people that's doing videos and that's done videos. You just basically type in Corey Davis and you're going to start seeing all these different videos of him. The guy is just amazing. He truly is. Words can't truly. There's not enough words to describe Corey. There's not. Corey was just completely wonderful. And it's because of Corey that we're all here. It's because of Corey that we're all friends. And Corey's always going to be in my descriptions. So please help support Corey, like and subscribe to his channel, tell friends about him. And we're going to keep his channel growing. I believe he's at 432 now. So we're gonna just keep growing his channel. And see, to me, as long as Corey is ahead, in subscribers, I got something to get up, and every day I got something to work towards and get closer and closer, because Corey used to push me and I used to push Corey, and that's the only way you can help each other. Friends push each other, and that's how you can become great. You want to be great, you got to be around great people. And really do appreciate that. Thank you, Greg. Really do appreciate that. So yeah, if you guys want to meet Corey, you just got to watch one of his old videos. There's tons of videos. He's a really funny guy. Gotta watch him. You got to watch one or two to really get to know him. Watching one, you really know who he is, but once you watch one, you're gonna be hooked. Tune in tomorrow, guys. We'll be back. Thank you so much again. Please like and subscribe, and as always, subscribe to Corey Davis. And with that, guys, we're out. David, will you please end this out? And I'm going to throw the outro after you get done saying it.
Go Niners. And as Corey Davis would say, F all the other 31 teams.
Facts.
Most definitely.
Right.
Mostly the Rams.
Definitely the Rams. Okay.
We ain't done yet. All right. Thanks. We'll see you guys next time.